We will now be joining Mr. Dwayne Golden with his webinar currently in progress. Enjoy.
Well, guess what? Now you can cash in on the newest medium that opens up a portal to the entire world where you in your bedroom can do business with someone in Singapore like I do business with someone in Japan, do business with someone anywhere around the world in the comfort of your own home in your pajamas. Now, how will that happen? You must first make a decision. If you're an entrepreneur, today's your day, not tomorrow. You want to get started. I'm going to show you how to do that, but let's go ahead and take a look at how you can cash in on the web. You know, according to Forbes 400, half of the top 10 richest people in America made their fortunes in computers, software, and the internet. Half. I don't know if you even understand what that means. Half of the top 10 richest people, we're talking about billionaires, they made their fortunes on the internet, computers, software, and you know what's interesting? Aha, that's how I'm making mine. That's how Craig and Mike are making theirs. That's how David Dubbs is making his, and it's your turn. In fact, 4 of the top 5 made their money in these arenas. Everyone knows who this gentleman is. If you know who this is, go ahead and type his name in so I know you know. It's written there, but I want you to participate because you will never make fortunes until you begin to participate in your fortunes. Fantastic. Now, Bill Gates worth $59 billion. $59 billion. We're talking about nothing to sneeze at. What's interesting about this man is his story. It's crazy, phenomenal, and I'll go over that. But Mr. Gates had a vision while he was in Harvard in post-grad school. He had a vision, and his vision was that every home would have a computer in it. Every home would have a PC in it, and people would use it like they do televisions and better. Come to find out, all the people that supported this gentleman, his coach, his parents, his uncle and aunt, everyone that wrote letters of recommendations for him to get to Harvard, those who contributed financially to him getting there, they had to be disappointed because he had to make a decision. His decision was to get started in chasing that vision immediately so that he too can build on the wealth and also see his vision come true. Now tonight, many of you have visions and you too can see them through. Now, it's interesting that he's worth $59 billion and growing. But let's take a look at who else is out there. Mr. Larry Ellison, the 4th richest man in America. The 4th richest man in America is worth $26 billion. How many of you have heard of Oracle? Interesting. I know you have. What's great about it is this man has built his fortune by buying companies who create software and shutting the companies down and then putting the Oracle name on it and distributing and licensing those programs to people all around the world. That's how he built his. I have good news for you today. That today you do not need to in any way, you don't have to spend the billions of dollars to make your fortune on the web because of people like Mike and Craig. Because they have the leading internet marketing company in the world, and they invite any and everyone that is willing to step up and be an entrepreneur to participate with them. Tonight's your night. If you don't know it, guess what? You will by the time we're finished with the call. This guy, Mr. Spunky himself, Sergey Brin, the 5th richest man in the world. In fact, he's tied for 5th richest. Everyone know who this gentleman is? I'm going to tell you. If you don't know the Google story, this gentleman also, in post-grad with his partner, they decided to drop out and chase their vision for a new, improved search engine. This is Mr. Google himself. This is one of the Google partners who brings us PageRank and some phenomenal tools like Google Imaging, Google Video. They were leading the pack when they were at the bottom. When Yahoo and AOL and what's the other gentleman there? Ask Jeeves. Everyone was on top. They had a vision. And you know what? They chased it. They got it done. They made a decision. They didn't have to have anyone convince them that it was the right thing. They just moved forward, which a lot of you should do tonight. If you're a champion for your husband, your wife, your children, you've got to learn to make decisions like these gentlemen did, and I believe you can do it. There's his buddy, Larry Page. Larry Page. These gentlemen, while in college, they saw the vision. They made decisions like men. They made the decisions like visionaries, and they understood that opportunity cost was at stake. They knew the risk, and they knew the benefits, and because the benefits far outweighed the risk, they took it. They made a step in the right direction. Well, it's not that difficult today. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Craig. It's not that difficult at all because now the jelly's on the lower shelf and everyone can get some. So, you want to be wealthy? You want to do what rich people do. Well, what they've done was they made a decision because it was the best decision, not because it was easy. We know that many of you must find something better to do now because we know that last year alone in 2007, more than 7 million homes were foreclosed upon, and now we're greater than 20,000 foreclosures a day. Now, we know for a fact that people like myself and many others of you that may be on the line are building your fortunes on the web for pennies on the dollar because of Mike and Craig. Well, that's not just for me. That's not just for Mike. It's not for Dave and Craig. It is for you also. And tonight, I'm going to go ahead and help champion you to the top. So I'm going to do several things here in just a moment. One of them is I'm going to make it simple for you to get started tonight. I'm going to simplify the process so you can stop beating around the bush, so you can stop pondering. You see, when it comes to championing your vision, you can't. There's no time to waste in pondering it for several weeks or several months. You just have to do it. Sometimes you're in the middle class. Sometimes you may be juggling over how you're going to pay your mortgage. And you know what? We've all been there. I'm happy to tell you I'm a successful businessman today, but I did so when I wasn't sure if I was going to lose my home. I did so when I had people threatening to come by and get the car. When I wasn't sure I was going to pay some of the expenses of my life, I had to step up so that I can have a different future. Today, am I grateful? Absolutely. I'm grateful because I don't work. I'm grateful because my wife doesn't work. I'm grateful because my son, who at 18 years of age, because of Mike and Craig, had his first $28,000 a month at 18. Now he's 19, looking to break $50K this month. Thank you, Mike and Craig. And every one of you deserve to have the exact same result or better, absolutely. But you can't get it while you're waiting and in your decision making, while you are pondering, while you are hesitating. Bill Gates has a wealth formula. Write this down. The first thing is you must see the future of an industry. Right now, in America and the rest of the world, there's an opportunity for you to become wealthy or to also stay employed for the remainder of your days. That's a choice. That's nothing you can hang around and wait and see if it's going to get better. Why? Because in the next 3 to 5 years, what you don't know about the internet will be used against you. What you're not making on the internet will be made from you, off of you. You've got to change the script. You've got to flip this script to give yourself the leverage so you too can look in your daughter or your son's eyes and say, you know what? You can go to camp this year. You don't have to tell them, no, we don't have the money. I'm not sure. You can take your loved one out to eat and decide what to order based on what you want to eat, not because of the price. This comes because of Mike and Craig opening the doors not just to suck up all the wealth themselves, no, to allow anyone to come in. It was my 18-year-old making all that money to introduce me to EDC. Amazing. Well, guess what? Tonight you too can be just like the gentleman you're looking at and step up. Make a decision that would change your life forever. And you know what? When you do so, I'm right there. So what's the question? What did they do to get rich? I'm going to answer that for you. The answer is they all leverage technology to sell a product or products. Guess what Mike and Craig do? They give you the opportunity by having more than $125,000 of products, software, ebooks, and so forth, and websites, so that you two coming in out of the gate without spending the tens of thousands of dollars that I did to get started with the internet, you can do so with a fraction of the cost. And where's that cost? Well, it depends on which package, which program you go with. I personally say everyone should get started as a diamond. I believe if you're going to go for something, go for it. If, in fact, you are positioned to do something and get started, well, you also can get started as a gold member. There's different levels. If you go back to the website where you sign in for a free trial, you can see them. But here's what I'm going to tell you tonight. Do not get past tonight without making a decision to get started.